What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Blitz Fantasy Football. My name is Ryan Linkletter. I am here with Danny Carpenter, the fantasy football guru. Today, we are tackling our first half PPR mock draft of the offseason. We are getting close to July, Danny, and we know draft season is starting to come in the middle of July for people who draft a little bit early. What are your thoughts on the draft board right now, and what we're going to be working through this with?
Well, half-PPR, you want to look at players that can score touchdowns for one thing, because that's what kind of rules. You kind of limit what the secondary wide receivers can score in this type of scoring format. So that way the Jamar Chases, Jeffersons, and even the CD Lambs are a little more valuable just because how many catches they do get. Well, if you get into guys like a Mike Evans who may catch 75 passes and catch 10 touchdowns, he's a little more valuable because he's touchdowns, but he's going to drop a little bit behind because he's only getting a half a point for those receptions.
Yeah, and it's interesting for sure tackling this between standard and PPR. I know some people are half PPR truthers. Other people are like, man, you might as well just go all in on one side. So, know how it works out. The draft board is going to work a little bit differently for both of us, but we know that this is the base standard for rankings for a lot of people. At Blitz, we're PPR fans, but we're going to tackle half PPR for you guys today. And we'll hop right into this draft. Let me pull this board up for you guys right now. We'll have the players on the left side. We'll take a look at player profiles as we work through this thing. And Danny is up right now on the clock. Looks like Saquon Barkley goes 101 right there. Danny,
I love that. I'm taking Jamar Chase. That was a gift. I mean, I have a number one pick in one of my home leagues, and I've already told him, I said, I'm taking Chase. I'm just going to mark it down before we get there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. And I mean, Jamar is just a different type of player. I mean, the guy we know is going to get the volume. He's going to be consistently good year in and year out, and he's going to be incredibly productive for the Bengals on a year-to-year basis. Looks like someone fell into my lap that I absolutely love right now, and that is Bijan Robinson. This guy's an absolute superstar, and Bijan is my overall running back one heading into the year. I know his touches are up there. He had 360-plus touches last year, but he's just incredibly good at the running back position. Receiving volume with Michael Penix Jr. On the ground, he took over even more from Tyler Algier last year. We have not seen the best of Bijan Robinson yet, and I think 2025 will be a very good year. What do you think of Bijan, Danny?
Love him. He's my number one guy for running backs as well. I mean, Saquon's there right now, but who knows, because he had the magic 370 touches last year. Saquon was just a little bit below it, so hopefully it's not too bad.
Yep, 100%. You see kind of how the draft board shakes out here. Good amount of receivers, decent amount of running backs, and we get two tight ends off the board. I think Trey McBride this early is a little bit surprising for me. I think London right here is interesting. McCaffrey right here at the turn for you guys. I'm fine with how the first round shook out. I think Derrick Henry's a lock in the first round of any format besides PPR right now at this point. So I like how that worked out. And kind of just taking a look at the board here, and especially in a half PPR league, Ladd McConkey sticks out a lot for me. I know that a lot of people are very torn about McConkey heading into the year. I'm one of the guys that thinks he's going to be in for a monster year. He needed more volume last year, and he got that down the stretch when he truly became this team's wide receiver one. We saw in the playoffs when this team had to get in a shootout with the Texans because they weren't playing well. It was the Ladd McConkey show. When they are passing, it is going to Ladd McConkey. And I think in a half PPR and standard league, you have to trust the fact that he is going to get enough volume in that passing game with big plays down the field and touchdowns within this offense where he's going to be really good. Expect a big year from Ladd McConkey in year two.
Exactly. I think they opened up the offense last year. As the season went on, McConkey got gained more confidence with Herbert throwing him the ball, and that made a big difference.
100%. Danny, who are we going with here?
I think Josh Allen. I mean, he's been QB 1 or 2 the last couple of seasons. You can't go wrong with him. I mean, he's still the offense up there. I mean, there's still not a true proving. I mean, Cook got his 20 touchdowns last year, but even at the goal line, Allen was still the guy they looked to. So you're going to get the rushing touchdowns at least, and he's probably going to throw 25 to 35 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, I think the thing you look at when you look at Josh Allen is since 2020, quarterback one, quarterback two, quarterback one, quarterback two. You know what you're going to get with Josh Allen. He's going to be one of the best in the league. His rushing numbers aren't necessarily as high as they used to be, but the touchdowns are up with the tush push and it not getting banned. Josh Allen's going to be a superstar for you there.
It came back to me here. You can't double dip on quarterbacks, of course, but then Higgins is there. But Jonathan Taylor's hard to ignore right there in that spot right there. Uh,
Yeah.
he's still going to be the guy that carries that offense. I mean, they've got some better weapons around the offense as well too. It's just the idea which quarterback they're going to go with and who can pick up the offense and make the offense go. I mean, granted, their offensive line's still kind of an issue, but still, what he did at the end of the season was just spectacular, and that's what you want for your number one running back.
Yeah, he won a lot of people leagues at the end of the year last year, and he had a kind of resurgent year with 1,400 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, a great pick in a lot of formats this year. On the clock here for me, as we see, Team 4 goes 3 straight running backs there to start
Damn.
their draft. Interesting there. Don't necessarily love what we're looking at. I would probably consider trading down in a draft right now, but you know what? I might as well go get a stud quarterback in Jaden Daniels. I think the quarterbacks are incredibly deep this year, and I've talked about this in a ton of videos that I'm going to be a guy that's patient on quarterbacks this year. But if Jaden Daniels falls in my lap and I don't love the point where I'm at with T. Higgins guaranteed to miss some games during the year, incredibly volatile. Garrett Wilson, who knows what that connection is going to look like. Terry McLaurin's overvalued. Kyron Williams is in for regression. Don't love Brees Hall. I like Marvin Harrison Jr. probably at the end of this round, but Jaden Daniels makes the most sense for me. Let me go get a superstar quarterback and let me have an advantage at that position. And we'll see what
Exactly.
happens here
Yeah,
at
that's
this
top
turn.
five quarterbacks are pretty solid this year too, so you can't go wrong with any of them.
Yeah, and we'll see. You can just probably get Joe Burrow. Yep, there he goes. All
Yep.
5 are gone right before then. Heading into the turn, it's going to be interesting here.
Dang.
And I think I have a clear pick in this situation that I cannot pass up.
You love him. Take him.
He's staring right at me.
Yes,
It's
he
Rasheed
is.
Rice. He's so undervalued right now in sleeper. If you are drafting at this point and getting Rasheed Rice in a 4th round, that's absurd. This guy is an end of the 2nd round type player and should be valued right around JSN, Tyreek Hill in that range. He's going to play the full year this year. Rasheed Rice is going to be a superstar. Danny, I don't know how sleeper let him fall into my lap like that, but it feels good.
Oh, got sniped right for Alvin Kamara. I was hoping he'd drop to me there. Yeah, I'm getting that situation now too, like you with the last pick. That I would probably trade out of this spot, maybe double up, maybe in the next round or something like that. But for let's take, I'll take Chuba Hubbard. Chuba, one of the guys last year that kind of snuck up on people. He could quality number 2 guy. He's gonna give you some number 1 game RB1 games, but the thing is that he's consistent. That offense is gonna surprise some teams. I think they got better as the season went on when Bryce Young got a little more confidence of playing the quarterback position in the NFL last year, and that only helps Hubbard for chances to score.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are undervaluing him right now, which is interesting. Considering the fact that he still missed 2 games and finished as RB14 last year, he had a breakout season, almost 4.8 yards per carry. If Bryce Young plays good football, Chuba Hubbard's in for another solid year.
And even with Daddle there, I mean, Daddle's going to give him at least some breather. Another guy behind him that has good play overall because last year with what he did with the Cowboys, he should be able to come in and give Hubbard a good, nice change of pace type of guy.
Yep, 100%.
I'm going to go tight end. Can't pass up Sam Laporta here. I mean, I don't like the receivers, don't like the running backs right there. Might as well just grab one of the top 3 guys for that tight end. I'm kind of surprised it lasted this long.
You might as well. And,
Yeah.
Laporta is definitely in for a bounce back year. It felt like last year was so frustrating after a really strong rookie campaign. I'm interested to see what the shift is in his volume now that Ben Johnson's gone. And who knows, maybe he is their number 2 option in this offense behind Amon-Ra in that passing game, not
Yeah.
number 3. At this spot, it gets a little tricky for me here. I know I need a running back, especially in a half PPR format. I don't really love the board and how it's shaken out. I think if Aaron Jones falls back to me, I feel comfortable and then I pick a guy there. As far as the guys available, I really do like DK Metcalf. I think he is going to be sneaky this year. I mean, the production hasn't been great over the last few seasons. As you guys can see, he's been a wide receiver 2 a majority of his career. Nothing is telling me that he can't be better with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has supported a lot of wide receiver 1s in his career that have made me convinced that, DK Metcalf could take a step forward. I'm willing to take a dart throw on him in round 5 if that's what it takes. And I think with like David Montgomery, for example, a lot of people are going to be like, why didn't you pick Montgomery or even James Conner? I just feel like with both these players, their workloads and their inefficiencies are going to catch them this year. I'm not necessarily super high on those guys. Let me go pick a high upside running back later in this draft. Could be a little bit better. So we're going to go Metcalf here and see how this board shakes out. already set at the receiver position, it looks like. What are your thoughts on Metcalf, Danny?
I like Metcalf a lot. I mean, one thing that Aaron Rodgers has done in his career has always been able to, like you said, produce that wide receiver number one. Uh, Devontae Adams made a living even at the beginning of his career where he was catching 10, 15 touchdowns a season because
Yep.
Rodgers would look at him at the goal line. DK Metcalf is a bigger receiver. They don't really have another big guy that can throw at the goal line other than the tight ends, and I think Rodgers will just lean on him heavily.
Yeah, and I think I'm in a good spot here, and I really am considering a tight end. You got Kelsey here that I really like at this point in the draft, but I think RJ Harvey makes so much sense for my team. You know, J.K. Dobbins probably scares a little bit of people away from RJ Harvey,
Mm-hmm.
but the talent's there. Like the guy tested incredibly well in an RAS score. He had production at UCF that was so good, right? They
Yeah.
went and got this guy. It's not like he fell into the Broncos' lap. They wanted him. They made a clear path to get him, and now he's a Denver Bronco. And I think Sean Payton's going to utilize him enough to where he can be an RB2 in his rookie season. I'd like the value that I got him at this point. We'll see. We'll see what
I like him
happens.
a lot too. I think he can actually handle the workload too. He ran for
Yeah,
1,500 yards last year at Central Florida and stuff.
he
And
has
he has,
handled the workload in his
yes,
past. Yeah,
exactly. And he has sneaky breakaway speed. I mean, granted, it's running against college guys, but you run against FL guys, everybody's fast. Let's see what he can do once the season starts.
100%. Who we going here, Danny? You got two
Oh,
picks right here at the turn, basically.
this. Ew. I don't like Travis Hunter right there too. I mean,
Get to
yeah,
that point.
it's one of those situations. I mean, Shakir's probably not a number 2 receiver right there. I almost have to go another running back almost, I think. But who? But probably Judkins on that, or even Henderson. But I do not like this spot. I'd be trade. This would definitely be a trade. Let's go Junkins here. I mean, he's going to be the number 1 guy in Cleveland. He's produced in college as well. I mean, who knows about the offense? Unfortunately, they're not decided yet who's going to be quarterback. There's been reports that Shadir was going to be the quarterback. There's been a report that the old man's going to be there, or even Kenny Pickett are going to start. So I don't. Their offenses, until they pick a quarterback and decide what they want to do with the offense, it's going to be kind of up in the air how much his production will be worth fantasy this year. That can be a higher end draft pick right now.
Yeah, and I think Judkins, it's not necessarily a talent thing with him. It's more the situation. Like, I think everybody knows he's going to have volume. He's a talented player, but Cleveland's a mess right now. Their offensive line has so many problems. Their quarterback situation doesn't make anybody feel confident, and that's why he's being valued where he is right now.
Yep. Back to me again. I do not like still what we got. I'd like to get another receiver. Let's go through here real quick. I'll steal one of your guys. I mean, he's down the list a little bit here, but I have no problem taking him right now. I'll take Jacoby Myers right here.
This is a Ryan Linkletter approved pick right here.
Exactly. Them getting Geno Smith, that helps the offense right there entirely, because what they had to lean on last year to Garner Minshew and AOC. He's going to target his guys. I mean, Bowers, he hasn't targeted tight ends in his career before, but Bowers is hard to ignore. But Jacoby Myers is going to give him somebody that he can look through. I mean, it kind of reminds me more of a Tyler Lockett role. Whenever he needed a big play, he looked at Tyler Lockett, and I think Jacoby Myers can be that same role for Geno.
Yeah, I mean, I love me some Jacoby Myers. He's a very underrated player right now, being drafted where he is. There's no other receiver competition that scares me right now for the Raiders. He's going to have a big role. Geno loves throwing to wide receivers, and that's all you need to know. At the position I'm at now, I obviously am in the market for a tight end for sure.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm actually going to go tight end. I think I'm going to go opt for a high upside option in Travion Henderson. I think getting Travion Henderson, I already drafted RJ Harvey, another rookie. It feels like one of these two players will hit this year. Henderson is the home run hitting running back that the Patriots drafted. And I don't know, he might not necessarily be a 3-down back to start his career because Ramondre Stevenson can still run the football pretty well, but he's clearly going to be a 3rd-down back. And you can even see the report right here. Praised as a pass blocker. Like, this guy does everything in the pass game you want to see. If he only has 12 to 14 touches a game, he still could have 100 yards. That's how talented of a player he is. Give me an explosive high upside option like that. instead of settling for a tight end that I don't love at this point in the draft.
Yeah, Rondé also had these fumble problems last year, so they're looking for somebody who can hold on to the ball. And if Henderson can prove he can do that, the role's going to be his.
100%. At this point, oh man.
You got to take your tight end now.
Am I though? See, I am all out on Mark Andrews. I don't love him at all at this point, but I am just going to pick him and probably pick another tight end later. Andrews is a red zone threat year after year.
Yeah.
Yes, he doesn't play as much. Yes, he's not open as much. Is he as good as he used to be? No, that's all red flags for me. But in the 8th round, it feels like I have to pick Mark Andrews. I don't have a choice. It feels like a value, and I don't even want to pick him.
Nope.
But I have to. So we're going to go Mark Andrews there.
Yeah, I think I will. Let's go wide receiver again. I want to take kind of a sleeper. I mean, he's going to have opportunities because with Brandon Ayuk being hurt, I like Ricky Purcell here, at least as my number 3 to start the season. What he did at the end of the season at least gives you kind of a idea of what he can provide for you offensively in fantasy, at least. He great number 3 in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna listen. I did a report on him today. He had a 30.7 first read share over the last 2 weeks. Like, this guy is getting more and more implemented as the season went on, and now he has a full offseason implemented in this offense. Ricky Pearsall is going to be sneaky this year.
Yeah, yes, he will. All right, back to me again. I do not like ETN, but I think it's one of those spots where I almost have to take ETN. I mean, as of right now, he's probably going to be the number 1 guy, but there's always been rumors being trades going on. We never know what's going to happen during training camp when some of these teams may lose a guy and the Jacksonville wants to go with the rookie. And ETN's just a value right there. They can trade to somebody and pick up some picks for next season. And he still has a skill set to be a very explosive running back in the NFL, which I think is kind of being overlooked when people are ignoring him at drafting.
Look, the guy was the RB3 in 2023 and then finishes the RB35. He was one of the biggest busts last year. He'll be a 3rd down back, but we'll see what happens in his overall fit. Well, a lot of people just can't even draft him again after last season, which is interesting for sure. I'm taking a look at this draft board here, and we're not even going to go based on ADP or anything like that on these guys' rankings right now. I'm going to go with overall fits for my team itself. And a player that I really like is Juwan Jennings at this slot.
Nice.
Probably not going to fall back to me here. I know that, obviously Brandon Ayuk is this team's number 1 wide receiver. Ricky Pearsall is emerging. Juwan Jennings is the X in this offense. And last year he was so good when he was on the field, right? He had 975 receiving yards, a career high last year. He is going to be in for another really strong start to the season. And when Brandon Ayuk comes back, he still played better than Brandon Ayuk last season. Yeah. Juwan Jennings, give me a flyer on him. I think he's a good value right now, and he's definitely going to start the season strong if you need a guy to fill that role in your offense. Turn-wise, it looks like we're getting a little bit of quarterback run here with Walt Purdy Williams. Personally, out of that group, probably like Purdy. I think May's a good option. And I think Caleb Williams is going to be in for a better year this year as well.
I think Stroud will too a little bit. You're getting Jaden Higgins there with him, somebody else to throw to besides of Nico. So it gives him another option he can throw to.
Yeah, 100%. Here, I'm going to go to the contrary of you, and I'm going to pick the other Jacksonville Jaguars running back in Tank Bigsby. Bigsby's a player that we just haven't talked about a lot this offseason, and I think it's kind of absurd. The guy had 766 rushing yards, took over as this team's early down back, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, Bashal Tutin will be the RB1 here. Says who? Like, this guy he was really effective for this team as their early down back when they made him the early down back at the second half of the year. Tank Bigsby is a sneaky pick at the end of drafts. Why not go pick that guy who can go play as the team's early down back and get you some volume, especially in a standard or half PPR league?
I'm going to go with another upside guy. I mean, we haven't really talked about him much, but I'm with Keon Coleman. I think there's just a feeling he may be able to take over the number 1 guy there. I mean, when he did start games, he was not getting the opportunity. It wasn't seeing as many targets as Shakir or even some of the other guys. But I think if he gets some target opportunities, he may be able to show out this year.
Yeah, I mean, I did a report on him today as well. 50% catch rate on targets
Mhm.
last year is absurd. That number will go up.
Yeah.
And he had the 2-week stretch. I'll scroll up for you guys here where he had a breakout week, 7
Yeah.
targets in both of these weeks, 4 catches, 125 yards, 5 catches, 70 yards, and a touchdown. Broke his wrist, missed all his time, and slowly got implemented back into the offense. Wasn't fantasy viable, but all the momentum slowed down for him. And I think Keon Coleman is a sneaky option heading into this year.
I'm going down. I just mentioned him. I'm going down to Jaden Higgins.
Hey, okay.
Just a little sneaky there. I mean, I think they're going to throw more in the offense. I mean, you've got 2 older running backs there. You have they just signed. Who they just signed? That was
They signed Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb, exactly. And you got Joe Mixon there. I mean, both those guys there, they're older guys. I mean, how much are they going to be able to lean on them on the offense the whole time when you've got CJ Stroud as your quarterback and you got Nico Collins as one of your wide receivers, and you have Jaden Higgins who played well at Iowa State last year, and he played in the passing offense and should be able to evolve in the NFL offense a little bit better than some of these other guys.
Yeah, 100%. I'm going quarterback here. I know I have Jaden Daniels, but what Justin Fields could potentially provide for me upside wise, it's worth at least having him on my team and making him trade bait.
Mhm.
I'm probably a tight end away and maybe a running back upgrade away for where I feel really comfortable with my team. If
Mhm.
Justin Fields is what people are projecting him to be, a 20+ point scorer on a weekly basis, trade bait, 100%. Give me an upgrade at tight end and running back. Justin Fields, welcome to my bench, 100%. Let's see how this thing falls out. Agabuka here, Scattaboo. I like Scattaboo and Loveland. I just don't know if I can invest in them. It's
Same
to that
thing,
point.
exactly. I need to see it first before I do anything on that.
Yeah, and look, I love rookies and taking rookies like that, but like Scattaboo, I don't know if he's going to play more than Tyrone Tracy right
Yeah.
now, and I don't love him as an athlete overall. Loveland, I know he's a great football player, but the Bears have so many mouths to feed.
Yes.
It's a little worrisome for me over
Yeah.
there for him. As far as the guys available go, I think a player that we haven't talked about a lot is Jordan Mason. Mason is coming over to Minnesota from San Francisco. We know Aaron Jones has had a lot of injury history where he struggled. I think Mason's a sneaky pick this year. And I mean, he was one of the top players in terms of red zone touches with the 49ers last year. I think he would fit seamlessly in this scheme. And I think that's why they signed him. He's a
I think so
plus
too.
backup. Cam Akers saw some work last year. I think Jordan Mason's a sneaky player this year.
Yeah. And he performed well when he had chances with the 49ers. His
He
problem too,
did.
he got hurt last
He
year
did.
too.
100%.
All right, let's check out my team here.
By the way, I'm going no kicker defense here.
Okay, it's fine. I have no problem with that too.
Let's see. I mean, the board is
Yeah,
getting pretty deep here.
Yep. I'm gonna take Tua here. Give me my nice backup. The possibility if the season starts out well for him
That's
and
not
he's
Tua.
playing well, he could be trade bait for me
Yeah.
pretty quickly. There's always going to be an injury with the quarterback, and the problem with the quarterback, I've always why I don't mind drafting 2 quarterbacks in a 1 quarterback league is the trade bait for right there. But somebody's going to need a quarterback, and it's going to be a point in the season when somebody needs a quarterback, and there's no decent quarterbacks on the board or even on the waiver wire that you need that one guy, and you're going to have to trade for him. And
Yep.
a lot of times when that happens, you may have to be a little bit stronger in another spot that somebody may need, and you can trade those guys and get your value that way, just not by having guys sit on your bench the whole season. But you can get the value where you can trade for him later on and get somebody else you need for down the stretch.
100%.
Our first kicker went. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm good. Zach Ertz is my backup. I mean, they want Ben Sinnott. They drafted Ben Sinnott like it was a 3rd or 4th round last year. They kind of wanted him to do it, but he didn't pick up the NFL schemes as well. And Zertz was one of Jaden Daniels' guys they look for late in the season and during the playoffs. I mean, take a chance on him. I mean, if he pans out early, another guy could be trade bait.
Ertz, honestly, resurgence was kind of fun to watch last year. I mean, he was a streaming option at tight end. Finished as the tight end 7 last year in PPR formats. Like, really solid option there at the tight end position. I'm going to go probably going to get both these guys here, but I just want to talk about him. Trey Benson, second-year player for the Cardinals. Another similar situation to where James Conner always misses multiple games. Last year, completely healthy, right? Trey Benson didn't get his time, and
No.
Benson was pretty good when he got the ball in his hands, 4.69 yards per carry last year. He is going to be better this year. He is 47th, I think, all time in RAS score. He's an elite athlete, good size to him.
Mhm.
He's going to get an opportunity to play this year. He had really good production at Florida State. Give me a little bit of Trey Benson this year at drafts. And don't forget, Jonathan Gannon did mention we have 2 starting running backs on this
Yep.
roster. So do not sleep on Trey Benson this year heading into 2025. At the
It's
turn
what you
here,
need.
we're obviously going to get to pick whoever we want.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I'm going to go probably Isaiah Likely here as my backup tight end. The
Mhm.
highest upside option. Listen, I went 2 Ravens tight ends. I don't recommend this strategy at all.
Mhm.
And Isaiah Likely is my pick here. He is going to be an upside option for sure.
Yeah. I'll throw a sneaky guy in there. Rashad Bateman here. Just add another wide receiver to the mix. I mean, I know they've added DeAndre Hopkins in the offseason. They still have Zay Flowers who's coming off injury and stuff. But Bateman was a guy that Lamar kind of looked through down the stretch and in the playoffs last year. It seemed like he was scoring a touchdown almost every game.
Yeah, I think Bateman's definitely a sneaky player. They gave him that big extension too.
Yeah.
We'll have a lot of tread this year. Danny, overall, really solid draft for both of us.
Yes.
You wound up with Jamar Chase, Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Tuba Hubbard, Sam Laporta, Quinshot Judkins, Jacoby Myers, Ricky Pearsall, Travis Etienne, Keon Coleman, Jaden Higgins, Tua Tagovailoa, Zach Ertz, and Rashad Bateman. Need a breath real quick. And then I finished with Bijan Robinson, Lad McConkey, Jaden Daniels, Rashee Rice, DK Metcalf, RJ Harvey, Travion Henderson, Mark Andrews, Juwan Jennings, Tank Bigsby, Justin Fields, Jordan Mason, Trey Benson, Isaiah Likely. I think we are both pretty happy with how this draft turned out. I think we would be set up for success in this draft. Let us know down below in the comments if you have any questions on where players are currently valued, who you should be picking over certain players, potential dynasty trades, whatever it is. Drop it down in the comment section below. We hope to see you guys next time on Blitz Sports Media. So hit that subscribe button, and me and Danny will catch you guys next time.
See you all later.